Hello and welcome to Clearview Television. We are reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. First, the headlines. Defense Headquarters assures Nigerians of maximum security during Yuletide and beyond. World Health Organization raises the alarm over resurgence of coronavirus in China. Widows and children of war veterans remembered at Christmas and New Year celebration. I am Gloria Atta with these and more. Welcome. The Defense Headquarters has assured Nigerians residing in different parts of the country of adequate security throughout the Christmas and New Year celebrations. The reassurance was given by the Director Defense Media Operations, Major General Musa Dammadami, while addressing newsmen at the Defense Headquarters bi-weekly press briefing this Thursday in Abuja. Our correspondent has the details. As activities heat up in preparation for Christmas and New Year festivities across the country, the Defense Headquarters is assuring residents of the Federal Capital Territory and other parts of the country of a hitch-free festivity, promising that security has been beefed up to protect lives and properties in the state during the celebration periods.
We are not going to relent on our efforts. Like I said earlier on, as people are going on break, the military is not going on break. Neither are other members of the security agencies going on break. They will continue to do their bit in ensuring that this country is safe and not just for the festive period.
Speaking on the operational activities of the Nigerian military in the fight against insecurity across the country, the Director, Defense Media Operations, Major General Musa Dammadami, said troops of the Nigerian Armed Forces have remained invincible in the fight through land and air bombardment of terrorist hideouts and enclaves across the country. He said, worthy of note is the arrest of 4 terrorist commanders and other terrorists in different local government areas of the Northeast Zone.
On 16 December 2022, troops ambushed Boko Haram and Islamic State of West African Province terrorists at a crossing point and neutralized 1 commander identified as Abu Umi and 4 other terrorists. Within the week in focus, troops neutralized 103 terrorists, apprehended 4 terrorist commanders, arrested 12 Boko Haram terrorist logistics supplier and 2 terrorist collaborators, as well as 4 terrorist spies. Equally, 30 adopted civilians were also rescued, while a total of 423 Boko Haram and Islamic State of West African Province terrorists and members of their family surrendered to own troops at different locations within the theater.
Dammadami said troops also recorded a number of successes in other parts of the country.
Equally, on 16th December 2022, troops in conjunction with other security agencies conducted fighting patrol to Kalsamki village in Gwagalada local government, in Gwagalada area council of the Federal Capital Territory, and arrested 5 suspected kidnappers in their hideout. Similarly, on 8th and 15th December 2022, troops of Operation Safe Haven raided the residence of a notorious gun runner who was on the wanted list of troops at Ramplam village in Mangu local government area of Plateau State. Equally, on 7 December 2022, troops on fighting patrol in Jama local government area of Kaduna State arrested a suspected gun runner who had been on the wanted list of troops at a filling station while refueling his car.
On military operations in the oil-rich South-South zone, The defense spokesman said troops of Operation Delta Safe and Operation Octopus Grip in the region arrested 21 oil thieves and pipeline vandals and denied oil thieves a total of 713,699,600 naira. The briefing also touched on the raid of a criminal hideout in Enugu State and the arrest of 10 criminals at an indigenous people of Biafra camp in Ebonyi State. Lagos is safe for all law-abiding citizens before, during and after the festive seasons. This is coming from no other person than the Lagos State Commissioner of Police, CP Abiodun Alabi. He said with the massive deployment of its officers and intelligence gathering, residents can now sleep with their eyes closed. Alabi disclosed this during a press briefing at the command headquarters in the state.
Ahead of the festive season, the Lagos State Commissioner of Police, Abiodun Alabi, has issued a stern warning to residents against the use of firearms, as offenders will be dealt with severely.
Fireworks or firecrackers are not allowed to be used during this celebration because of the security situation in the country. Whoever does that will be arrested and be prosecuted accordingly.
While parading suspects of various crimes, the Commissioner of Police assured residents of the state's readiness to curb every form of criminality, as he also informed the public that the culprits involved in the Ajah killing has been arrested and will be brought to book.
Before you today, we have a total of 13 suspects who have engaged in various crimes, including armed robbery, stealing and criminal conspiracy. We recovered a total of 2 arms, 25 live ammunition, 8 cars, 7 cartons of cushion baby products, among other exhibits. We have been able to deploy adequate human and operational resources at our disposal to all strategic points in Lagos State to ensure that Lagos is free for all of us during this celebration. The officers in that team are currently in our custody. The investigation is ongoing. And like you already said, we have visited the family of the deceased to commiserate with them and to let them know that whoever did that act will not go unpunished.
The CP, however, wants residents to go about their lawful duties without fear or any form of harassment or intimidation.
With the current inflation and unevenly rise in the prices of goods and services, Nigerians have continued to call on the federal government to set up mechanisms that will make prices of goods and services stable and uniform. These were some of the issues raised as our correspondent Dorothy Monday went round the nation's capital to seek opinion of traders and customers ahead of the Yuletide.
With less than 3 days to Christmas, it is expected that this ultra-modern market is beefed up with activities, but reverse seems to be the case as traders lament of low patronage. Their growth is not far-fetched as they say the present government administration policies are not favorable to the common man, which has caused low influx of cash.
I don't know whether it's the economic method are being made up. I don't know which one you people are calling it, because every day by day, things keep on adding. So that's what's affecting everything. I don't know which way we are going now. So it's difficult for us.
We want them to try and help us. The money is not circulating. Money is not circulating at all. Things are very hard. People are starving. Short. People are starving. Market is not moving. Look at my shop here. There's no customer here. This is my shop. I sell designer handbag. My second shop is here too. No customer there, due to the hardship of the country. So we are praying if the government will help us or employ more youths so that they will have something doing.
Some of the respondents at this market compared how sales used to be some years back and now. They feel much needs to be done.
Before, we used to have a huge sales during Christmas time. But now, it's not like that. Although people are coming to buy okrika, even okrika is not easy. Nothing in this country is easy. It's very, very hard. It's difficult. Parents will come. You see, come on innerwear to buy innerwear. You see, parents will be crying because things is very, very hard.
Shoes that we usually buy 4,000, 3,000. Now we are now buying it at 6,000, 6,500. When customer call you, tell the person, give me this 8,000 or something. The person will be shouting, it's not children's shoes. It's supposed to be 5,000. It's supposed to be this. But they don't know that we are buying it at 6,000 naira, 6,500.
Now a bag of rice is going for 40,000.
And with the minimum wage at 18,000, means somebody's take-home pay can only afford. In fact, you can't even buy him a bag of rice. You can't even buy him half a bag of rice. And for someone who has a wife and children, you know what that is going through. Vegetable oil is out. In fact, it's out of the question. That one is something else. The price has actually escalated. I went to buy meat. Goat meat that we used to buy before, how much a kilo? Now they're telling me that a kilo is 2,600, 2,700. So how are we going to survive with it? Nobody. We are just having hope and trusting God that something definitely has to happen.
It is evident that both sellers and customers are displeased with the present price of things in the market. Many blame it on the present economy of the country. Many blame it on insecurity. But what can we do about these prices? Dorothy Mundi, reporting for Clearview Television.
The federal government says its promise to complete the narrow-gauge Eastern Railway corridor before the end of the current administration is no longer feasible. The Minister of Transportation, Mwazu Jaji Sambo, stated this while briefing journalists at the end of the Federal Executive Council at the State House. President Muhammadu Buhari had 2 years ago performed the groundbreaking of the $1.96 billion rail line project, promising that it will stimulate economic activities in 14 states it covers. The rail line, which will start from Kano, is to pass through Dambata, Kazaure, Daura, Mashi, Katsina, Jibia, and terminate in Maradi. According to the then Transportation Minister Rotimi Amechi, the project would assist in the supply of crude oil from Niger Republic to the refinery being built in the border town between both countries. However, the current Transportation Minister said financing the project has become an issue, explaining that the federal government has not been able to obtain the foreign counterpart funding embedded in the project, making it impossible to fund it as envisaged. As part of efforts to put an end to vandalism, terrorism, and militancy in the Federal Capital Territory, the Nigeria Youth Congress has convened a meeting of youth leaders of the 6th Area Council in the FCT and heads of various youth organizations on a one-day youth and student sensitization retreat to discuss the way forward on how to protect infrastructures in the territory. Clearview TV's Imefon Okon was there and now reports.
With the theme Fight Against Vandalism, Terrorism and Militancy in the Federal Capital Territory, the Youth and Student Option, President of Nigerian Youth Congress, NYC, Blessing Akinlosotu said, since youth are the perpetrators of the act, there's need to reorient them on the danger of vandalizing infrastructures within their territory.
We have heard a lot of outrageous vandalism that is going all over FCT, not only in FCT, but because FCT remain critical, and that is the reason why we start from FCT today. Most of these infrastructures are being put in place by the Federal Capital Territory Administration for the use of all of us. But there are some miscreants, not all of us. Definitely there must be a bad egg in the midst of so many good eggs that also will go there and vandalize some of these facilities. We should be able to come up with a strategic work plan to see how we can be able to protect this infrastructure, because these infrastructures are there for the use of common man.
Other stakeholders at the event took time to point out the need for a safe city as a pride of every nation. They used the occasion to plead with the FCT youth to come up with a workable solution that will back up the existing ones on how to protect infrastructures in the nation's capital.
We're all Nigerians, no matter where you come from. We should not demarcate our country. You will never see somebody from America or from Europe or anywhere demarcating his country. But it's only in Nigeria here that we are trying to destroy what we have. So we look at workable aspects. On our own side, we're even engaging now security guards, contractors, get us security guards, monitor this, but we're wasting money. So I believe that the aim of this Congress should be bring out workable solutions also to assist us with the one we know, so that we'll be able to protect this our country.
In conclusion, and provision and protection of our critical infrastructure is #1 priority of the FCT administration. Hence, the youth are enjoined to collaborate with us in making Abuja safe and for us and our visitors.
Protecting critical infrastructures in the Federal Capital Territory, such as manholes, gully covers, cables, and street lights from vandals, experts say, is the duty of everyone. Imefonokon, reporting for Clearview Television.
The World Health Organization says hospitals in China appear to be filling up amid concerns about a fresh COVID-19 wave hitting the country. Dr. Michael Ryan says intensive care units are busy despite officials saying numbers are relatively low. China figures show no one died of COVID-19 on Wednesday, but there is skepticism about the disease's real impact. In recent days, hospitals in Beijing and other cities have been filling up as the latest COVID-19 surge hits China. Since 2020, China has imposed strict health restrictions as part of its zero-COVID policy, but the government ended most of those measures 2 weeks ago after landmark protests against the strict controls. The number of cases has since soared, raising fears of a high mortality rate among the elderly, who are particularly vulnerable. Despite the rise, the official figures show only 5 people died from COVID on Tuesday and 2 on Monday. It has led to WHO Emergencies Chief Dr. Ryan urging China to provide more information about the latest spread of the virus. Speaking during a weekly news conference in Geneva, WHO Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said he is very concerned over the evolving situation in China. He appealed for specific data on disease severity, hospital admissions, and intensive care requirements. And if you are just joining us, you're watching the news on Clearview Television. When we come back, we bring you stories on women and children. Stay with us.
News continues now with stories from our area of specialization, women and children. After the main transmission of our news, we rebroadcast on our YouTube page, Clearview TV. Do you operate a women or children's NGO? Are you at the helm of affairs of a government establishment or a corporate organization involved in the affairs of women and children? Then you are our partners in progress. We have a mission to better the lot of our women and children. Join us to celebrate womanhood and work assiduously to better the lot of the Nigerian child. This is our mission.
You're welcome back. Veteran comedian Bright Okpocha, popularly known as Basket Mouth, this Thursday announced a breakup with his wife, Elsie Okpocha. Basket Mouth celebrated Elsie's birthday anniversary around September, but failed to celebrate their annual wedding anniversary, which usually comes up in November. Taken to his verified social media to announce their divorce, Basket Mouth wrote, "As much as it pains me to bring my personal life to the public space, this is an unavoidable situation. After much deliberations, my wife and I have made the difficult decision to end our marriage. As we move forward separately, we will continue to work together to give our beautiful children all the care, love, guidance, and support they need. We humbly ask that you respect our privacy as we navigate through these times." And Nollywood actor Yul Edochie on Wednesday penned a public apology to his first wife May over his decision to marry a second wife. Yul in April revealed fellow actor Judy Austin as his second wife and also detailed that they had a son together. Following the disclosure by Yul 8 months ago, many of his fans condemned his action, while some others chose to defend him, saying that as an African man, the actor has the right to marry more than one wife. Reacting to her husband's action at the time, May distanced herself from polygamy, claiming her belief and faith don't accept it. Yul himself had on different occasions taken to his social media handles to defend his decision to enter into polygamy polygamy, but he has now decided to apologize to his wife publicly, saying that he did not marry a second wife to replace her. The actor, while asking for forgiveness from May in an Instagram post, claimed that he has apologized to her countless times. His post reads, "To my dear wife, Queen May Ledoche, I acknowledge that I hurt you deeply and have apologized to you countless times. I take the blame for my actions. I agree with you that polygamy shouldn't be forced on anyone." And in Lagos State, an Ikeja Sexual Offences and Domestic Violence Court this Wednesday lowered the bail condition of the medical director of Optimal Cancer Care Foundation, Dr. Femi Olaleye, from 50 million naira to 40 million naira. Justice Ramon Oshodi reduced the bail after the lead counsel of the defendant, Babatunde Igala San, moved an application and prayed the court to reduce his client's bill to 10 million naira and that one of the sureties should be a family or a professional colleague. The State Council, led by the Director of the Department of Public Prosecution, Babajide Martins, did not object the application and left the application at the discretion of the court. Ramon, however, in his ruling, reduced the bill from 50 million naira to 40 million naira, with two sureties in like sum. Those who fought to preserve Nigeria's unity should forever be remembered, especially at their old age. This was the position canvassed by the Nigeria Legion and some of its partners during the distribution of palliatives and other empowerment to veterans, widows, and children of ex-servicemen in Abuja this Thursday, in line with activities lined up to commemorate the 2023 Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Clearview TV's Florence Joshua was there and now reports.
The Humanitarian Armed Forces Remembrance Day is an annual event organized to honor members of the Nigerian Armed Forces who fought in the First and Second World Wars and those who served or are still serving in various peace support operations worldwide, as well as those who fought in the Nigerian Civil War. Minister of Defense Major General Bashir Salihi Magashi, retired, was represented by his personal assistant Major General A.T. Jibril, said the goodwill and token, if sustained, will help reassure families and relations of the fallen combatants that the nation will continue to be with them in paying respect to their departed loved ones, reaffirming that their death is not in vain and that their families' welfare will be prioritized.
The Ministry of Defense, in collaboration with the Ministry of Finance, is doing everything possible to ensure that the payment of the department allowance is done as soon as possible, to make effort to see if special funding could be sought to ensure the payment is done as soon as possible.
On his part, the national chairman of the Nigerian Legion, retired Major General Abdulmalik Jibril, disclosed his intention of exploring more opportunities to help both the living and fallen members of the Legion.
The money realized annually from donations, rent, and other sources is a far cry from what we require to fulfill our statutory functions nationwide. Retirees and military widows are increasing by the day due to our current state of national security challenges and our involvement in so many other operations. From the archives, the last time annual budget was released to the Veteran Affairs Department in MOD was 1989. To get our Security Department allowance approved by Mr. President is a great achievement by the Honorable Minister and a lifesaver to all. We therefore thank him most sincerely.
The 10th line of Nigeria's national anthem reads, "The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain." These and more are some of the reasons why groups and organizations who are long-term partners of the Legion will continue to give to the cause of the Legion, both living and dead.
Love to our neighbors and the left privileges. So if we do this, that will be our own way of helping the government in their own efforts too. So we don't leave everything to government all the time. Let's do the little we can do to impact our own environment, and the nation will be the better for it.
War has taken its own. Let us do what we can for the living. Have people who have laid down their lives, literally made the ultimate sacrifice for your country, and they left behind family who are yet still struggling to this very moment. The reason for events like this is just to tell them you're not forgotten. We're not waiting on the government, but then before the government actually does something, this is our own little way of saying we are with you. We acknowledge the sacrifices your loved ones have made.
Scholarships were awarded to children of some veterans, while living veterans and families of deceased were given palliatives and medical assistance. Florence Joshua, reporting for Clearview Television.
And that's the news, but before we go, a recap of the top stories. Authorities in the defense headquarters have assured Nigerians of adequate security throughout the Christmas and New Year celebrations. The reassurance was given by the Director Defense Media Operations, Major General Musa Damadami, while addressing newsmen at the defense headquarters bi-weekly press briefing this Thursday in Abuja. World Health Organization has said hospitals in China appear to be filling up amid concerns about a fresh COVID-19 wave hitting the country. Dr. Michael Ryan said intensive care units are busy, despite officials saying numbers are relatively low. We also told you that war veterans, their widows and children have been celebrated in Abuja as government and concerned groups remember the heroic deeds of the fallen soldiers. Scholarships, food items doled out for their Christmas and New Year celebration. Remember to like us on Facebook, Clearview Television. Follow us on Twitter at Clearviewtv. Follow us on Instagram at Clearviewtv_NG. And also remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Clearviewtv. Many thanks for watching. I am Gloria Atta.